to ADHD is the New Black. I'm Stacey Michelle. All right, got things going live this morning. I decided to try and put on one of these jackets that I bought about 3 years ago before the massive COVID weight gain that I still haven't lost and feels a little tight. Doesn't even feel like it's my jacket, but you know what? I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna rock it this morning, so what? All right, guys, this is, what morning is this? This is Tuesday morning. It is February the 18th, and I just want to take a moment to just commemorate or remember my aunt, Helen, who passed away 1 year ago today from a massive stroke. She got into her 80s, but she was all there up here. It's just she had unmanaged high blood pressure and AFib. And she was someone that I really enjoyed and loved very much. And I just wanted to just take a moment to remember her because she is the person who bought me my first diary when I was 10 years old. And that sparked my interest in writing. And so I worked as a journalist and still consider myself a journalist because of that initial spark that was ignited. So take a minute for yourselves and think about somebody in your life who may have sparked a talent in you or ignited a passion in you that, you know, maybe you'd like to call them up if they're still around and say, hey, you know what you did that is helping me today? Thank you. All right. So I'm not sure if I'm enjoying this angle very much. There we go. My tripod was a little wonky. All right. You guys will probably see Larry over here in the window. He's my service dog. And my big girl, Desi Lou, you'll probably see her walking around in the background. They sound like they're wearing high heels when they walk across the floor sometimes. So just ignore all that noise. What I wanted to do today is talk about, well, I want to ask you a question. Who's got your back? Who's got your back? And what I mean by who's got your back is who knows you well enough? Who knows that you can do the things that you are hired to do or asked to do so well that they're willing to kind of dot your I's and cross your T's for you in the details of that thing. A lot of people with ADHD, myself included, we are really good at ideas and not as good as carrying those ideas from step one to the end zone. A lot of us have amazing ideas. A lot of us can thrive amazingly if we have the right support around us. And that's not just those of us with ADHD, that's on any team in the workplace. You know, you put a team together and you're not gonna put 5 people on the team who all have the same strengths or who all have the same challenges, whether they're ADHD or not. Like, you're not gonna put 5 people on a team and all 5 of them suck at math, or all 5 of them suck at attention to detail, or all 5 of them are just creatives and all of them have great ideas. Every meeting is gonna be, what about this idea? What about that idea? Yeah, okay, and that idea. It's gonna be all ideas and no execution. So no matter where you are, in a classroom, class projects, you gotta assemble a puzzle that all fit together so it creates a big picture, right? And I have found in my life, by accident actually, on a few times, which made me aware that this is necessary, especially for people with ADHD. If you can find someone who sees what you're capable of and supports that and is an ally to you, or if you know yourself well enough to ask for that support around you, you're gonna be able to go as far as you want to. And I'll tell you, if you don't mind my sharing, a little story about how I discovered an ally in the workplace. And I don't call them allies anymore. I like to call it a Kirby. Like, do you know what a Kirby is? A Kirby in this context is that person, your ally, that person that's got your back. But if anybody remembers your grandma, somebody older, or maybe, if you went to college and the cleaning staff would clean the floors with these huge vacuum cleaners called Kirby. Kirby made these industrial sized vacuum cleaners, Kirby, and they also sold they sold them commercially to households too, right? Or they sold them on the guys, my brain's not working quite yet. They sold them commercially and they sold them on the retail level as well. When I was little, about 7 or 8 years old, this is what makes me think maybe my mom had ADHD too. A vacuum cleaner salesman came to our door, like at night, selling Kirby's. And my mom bought one. She bought this big Kirby vacuum cleaner. I mean, it was like made of like steel and iron. It was a heavy thing. And it came with like 1,000 attachments. And the thing worked, and it was really loud too. And I'm like, wow, I have no idea how much that Kirby cost. Because I was little, I don't know what things cost, and I still don't. But that Kirby, it's still around somewhere, right? It's one of those vacuum cleaners, one of those appliances that's meant to last. They don't make things like that anymore, right? Things you buy now are meant to break. Things back in the 70s and 80s were made to last. So anyway, that Kirby had a lot of suction, right? That Kirby would pick up anything that you dropped on the floor. So I'm making the analogy because not only in my mind is an ally somebody who comes behind you and picks up the pieces that you drop. When I was working as a TV news reporter in one of my markets down in Florida that I worked in, one of our executive producers, his name was actually Kirby. And Kirby was that person for me. He would go behind me and pick up the pieces because he knew my challenges. My history with this Kirby was this. I had worked with him at the job I had prior to that at another station in another city altogether. And that was the station where my ADHD symptoms started showing up. That was my first job, my first broadcast job. And I was getting really good. It was my first job. I was still learning, but I was getting really good at spot news, like fires, shootings, murder, like just be able to go there, get all the information, go live, deliver it. Deadlines, my jam, being able to go live flawlessly. That was my jam. Being able to get people to tell me stuff that they didn't want to tell me. That was my jam. And the thing that got me in trouble on that job, and I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, was my attention to detail. My attention to detail is and was not very good. And that's because of my ADHD, right? So there would be things that I would forget to do that were not germane to what I was doing in the moment, but it was necessary for the producers and the directors in the control room. Like they needed information from me, like, what's this interviewee's name? How long is this sound you're sending us? What's your NQ? Things like that. So I would either forget to send those things in before I went live, or I would just, I would be inconsistent about it. And that was pretty much every day. Some days I'd be all on it after I'd been yelled at, and then I would just kind of forget to do it again. It was the inconsistencies of the details. And my Kirby, he witnessed all this. So in my mind, I'm like, I have given everybody at this station such a hard time. Everybody here hates me. When I move to the next station, it'll be a blank slate. Nobody will know how many mistakes I make with these little details. I'm just going to do the job that I know how to do really well, and I'll be fine. Well, the first day on my new job in a different state, bigger market, I'm being introduced around, and then they say, oh, and this is our executive producer, Kirby. And I'm like, almost wet my pants. And obviously, this person knows all my secrets. He knows how much I suck at details. He had worked with me for the 2 years prior. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to tell on me. He's going to out me. He's going to tell everybody how much I suck. Oh, I'm dead in the water. I haven't even started working here, and now everybody's going to know how much I suck. Well, I just kind of played it off. I'm like, oh my gosh, Kirby, I had no idea you were at the station. All right. And I'm going to tell you this, guys. Every day I kept waiting for the shoe to fall. I kept waiting for those angry phone calls. You didn't turn in this. We need that. Ah, la, la, la. And I never got those calls. And so I'm thinking, oh, I'm rocking it at this job. Or whatever was wrong with me at that other station's not going on here. Fast forward about 1.5 years later, my Kirby has moved on to another station. And all of a sudden, all the things that I thought that I'm rocking were now coming up to the surface. The same problems I'd had at the previous market that I had mysteriously been healed from up until the moment my Kirby left came back. And I realized that he had been just quietly dotting my I's, crossing my T's. And it was apparent to me because he would call, in a soft voice, and he'd say, Stacy, give me your out cue. And it would just be like, no big deal. He never made a big deal about it. And the second he left, oh, it's like, what's going on with this person? Why is she all of a sudden, what's her out cue? Why is she all of a sudden sucking? And that was the first indication that I had that somebody had my back. Somebody had my back, and I wanted that person back to have my back. Now, keep in mind, at this time in my life, I had been diagnosed with ADHD, but it meant nothing to me. I wasn't treating it. I'd already forgotten about it. So I had no idea why I couldn't be consistent with the little details. Why am I rocking it over here, and why am I sucking over here on the same job, right? I was able to have a conversation with him much, much later about, hey, how did you, or why did you, make sure everything was good with me with everybody else? At first, he was like, well, it just made things easier, just made things faster. And then he really got to the core of it. He said that your skills, your talent is unlimited except for those things that are limiting you. And so he was like, I just wanted to clear the way for you to shine. I just wanted to clear the way for you to shine. And if that meant him quietly just making a quick, two-way to me, hey, what's your out cue? Hey, how long does this package run? That's it. Thank you. That's all it took for him. And he did it without complaint, without making a big deal about it, because he knew my history. And that's what those of us who have inattentive ADHD, like really badly, especially if we're in environments where we can go as far as our limitations can take us, we need someone behind us who is okay with dotting I's and crossing T's. If not just because maybe they like us, maybe they don't, but for the team, for the job, for the group effort, for the sake of getting the work done that day. And a lot of times, most times, unless we've disclosed that we have ADHD, or unless people, already know how we work, and, maybe we didn't necessarily say, hey, I got ADHD, I'm going to need you to kind of pick up the pieces. I'm going to need you to kind of carry a little bit of my load. And it doesn't even have to be disclosed that way. But, maybe somebody knows you'll work with them. So maybe somebody knows that, hey, you're not really good at that. You forget to do these things. Don't worry, I got that. You go do the thing that you rock. It can be difficult to find those people who are willing to understand that or who are willing to do it unless we are willing up front to say, okay, I've been hired to do this job or this project, and you'll get what you need out of me. Larry, what's going on? Who do you see out there? I think that means the FedEx guy is outside the door, or there's an Amazon delivery somewhere on this floor. Anyway, he's the Amazon watchdog. Sorry about that, guys. That probably will happen again. What was I saying? Oh, so we need to know our strengths. We need to know where we have deficits, and we need to know how, without making ourselves look like we're victims, without making ourselves look like, oh, you're just getting a fourth of an employee, or you're only getting half. You're only getting, you're getting what you're getting out of me what you hired, and a little bit of extra, and that extra may not always be a good thing. But we need to know how to disclose without disclosing, unless you really want to. Hey, this is what I need to do this job well. This is how to get the best out of me. And I'm going to do a video about that in length, but while I'm doing this live right now, and if anybody has any comments or questions, feel free to type them out. Or do I have comments turned on? I don't even know if I have the comments turned on. I apologize, guys. This is the last live I'm going to do on my iPhone. It's on my iPhone because, like the other two live shots, I didn't really do a lot of preparation, and my goal for the next 30 days was just to get a live shot up no matter what, to get a live stream going, to get into the habit of it so that, I can fully engage with you all on a level that is helpful to your particular needs. Anyway, what was I saying? So these conversations can look like to maybe your immediate supervisors, or whomever is over you, or whomever you're working with. If you're on a team, it can just be like, hey, I'm really good at pitching ideas. I'm really good at getting these ideas started. I need someone working with me who is great at executing the details. And it can look, however, whatever the circumstances is, we have to find a way to communicate what we need. So let's say, I'll use me as an example because that's all I have. If I could go back in time, knowing what I know now about my ADHD, I would say, look, I'm really good at being on camera, and all the other stuff I suck at, so somebody's just gonna have to pick up the piece. I'm kidding, I would not say that. I would say, hey, I am excellent at meeting deadlines. Stuff happens on the spot. You can depend on me. I'm gonna hit every deadline, but I will need somebody who can remind me to turn in my in cues, out cues, tape run time. Just a little reminder. I will need those reminders, please. I need those reminders because I'm so focused on what I'm doing to hit my deadline. Some of those other things tend to fall by the wayside while I'm working. So if someone could please just remind me or get those things from me and communicate those to the control room, that would be amazing. Can I have that? Can I have that accommodation? And I think if people had known up front, if I had known up front that it was going to be such a consistent thorn in my side and their sides, if I had known how to ask for what I needed, I don't know if I would have stayed in news, because I wouldn't go back for anything now. But I think I would have enjoyed my time in it a lot better. I think I would have had fewer, I don't want to say burnt bridges, but I think I would have had fewer conflicts with some of my coworkers. And yeah, I definitely would have enjoyed it more. And it would have made me feel more confident. You know, the only time I felt confident was when I was doing the thing that I was good at. And then, 2 seconds later, I'm getting yelled at for a thing within the thing that I'm good at because I didn't turn in it's like, So I could never just feel good about what I did because I forgot one little part of it. And it is a little part in the grand scheme of things, but it's an important part. So anyway, if anybody agrees with what I'm saying, or if any of this sounds familiar to you in your life, please give me a thumbs up. Again, if there are any comments, I apologize. I can't see them on this screen. Let me see if I can enable the comments. Yeah, no, I have, I know the comments are on. I just can't see them right now. I apologize. Let me see if I can change that. So I want to see what you guys are talking about. Oh, there are no comments. Okay. Well, or are there? Let me see. I don't even know who's on with me right now. Well, anyway, let me see. Oh, hey, there we go. We got, of course, I didn't bring my reading glasses. Hey, Nikita Queen. Hi, good to see you. So, yeah, Mike Kirby. Hey, Kristen. Mike Kirby saved my butt in that second job until he left. Oh, you're welcome, Nikita Queen. Yes, thank you for showing up for the stream. I've got two things going on in my head at one time. I'm like, my screen looks kind of dirty to me. There we go. Kind of wiping it. Sorry about that, guys. This is like an on-the-fly thing. So anyway, and please comment if anyone has ever worked in a job where you had your own personal Kirby, somebody who literally just picked up the mess behind you, like the Kirby vacuum cleaners. But my Kirby's name was actually Kirby. Please comment. I'd love to hear what you've been through because, if a lot of people look at our ADHD, especially if they don't know we have ADHD, or if they know and they don't care, they look at it as an excuse. I have conflicts now with a few people in my life whom I've known forever who just think ADHD is just something that, we use as an excuse. It's like, oh, just try harder. I have trouble waking up in the morning too, and I just make myself get up. Or I lose things too, and I just, whatever they do. And I hate hearing, oh, well, me too. Why don't you? It's like, you don't get it. Speaking to my soul, all experiences. Yes. And it's so amazing to hear that others have the common experiences, isn't it? It makes you feel so less alone. Yeah, and when you have somebody in your life who just dismisses your symptoms as you don't care, or you're calloused, or you're using it as an excuse, then maybe those are people that we need to limit in our lives, and I'm learning for myself. Anyway, give me a second, everybody. How many of you have disclosed your ADHD at work or in any environment where it might be important for people to know because of the way your symptoms present? Please comment there. What's going on, Larry? He is such a character back there. I'll give you another example. More recently, when having a Kirby would have been very fortunate for me. So I do comedy, not as much anymore, but prior to quarantine, I did stand-up comedy. I was the warm-up comic for, several shows. My last job as a warm-up comic was for A Little Late with Lily Singh. Anybody know Lily Singh? Lily Singh, she's She's Canadian, but she's a brown girl. She's Indian, and she's like one of the first like most successful YouTubers of all time. Anyway, she had a late night talk show called A Little Late with Lily Singh, and I was her comic. And no, I'm sorry, I'm about to tell you the wrong story. Guys, I'm sorry. Wrong story, wrong show. 2 years ago, when Jennifer Hudson started her talk show. Wrong show, wrong story, sorry. Everything on Lily's show was great. Jennifer Hudson show, the one that's on now, when it first started, they were looking for a warm-up comic. And I was referred. And so they were trying out comics. But I had this feeling, as much as they were like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. And I'm talking about the showrunners, the producers. You're amazing. Oh my gosh, you rock. Oh, this is amazing. I warmed up, I think, for 4 episodes, including the premiere episode. And in hindsight, because I felt it when I was there, but in hindsight, I know they were wanting to go with the usual, which is, one of the middle-aged white guys who have been doing it for 20 years, which is who they hired. Actually, one of my mentors, to be honest, in that field. But anyway, where I could have used a Kirby was at the premiere party. I could have used a little information, because this is what happened. Someone who's very famous approached me to start talking to me. And I assumed this person was flirting with me, which was fine. But I had just started this channel, and I was eager to tell this person all about my channel. I wanted to get some exposure because I started advocating for ADHD. I thought this person, might find it interesting because I know he does a lot of philanthropic work. Very, very famous person, by the way. Very, very famous rapper. Anyway, and on my way out the door, I gave him my phone number in a very open and joking way. Hey, this is the number. This is the information you didn't ask for. Ha! Well, he happened to be standing next to his girlfriend, who's also very famous, whose name's on the marquee of the show, and I could have used the information that they were dating. I didn't know that. I don't think anybody really knew that, but they were. And I didn't get asked back. Now, intellectually, I know that they were still searching for a permanent warm-up. And intellectually, I want to tell myself that had nothing to do with me not getting asked back. But it could have. I don't know. I'm just saying I could have used a Kirby to say, hey, that person is his girlfriend, and it might look weird if you pass him your number, even though it's out in the open, like, hey, here's that information you didn't ask for. And even though it was about you wanting to talk to him about your channel and the advocacy you're doing for ADHD, might look weird. Anyway, could have used a Kirby in that situation. But didn't have one. Anyway, so yeah, that's okay. I think I would have been miserable on that show anyway. But on A Little Late with Lily Singh, that was an amazing experience because that show was full of Kirbys. That show was full of people who appreciated my work, appreciated the job that I do, because being an audience warm-up is not like being a stand-up comic. It's a very specific skill set that not many people have and not many people succeed at. And it was like every time I talked about having ADHD, in my material, I got so much positive feedback from all the way up, to the executives, because, people were responding because it was funny. It was funny in the way I was framing anyway, long story short, that was a very positive experience because I had a lot of Kirbys who were like, hey, you know what? You do your thing, you shine. And then on the other show, the one I just talked about, It was, oh, but no, you have to do it this way. You have to do it like that guy used to do it. You have to do it like that comic used to do it. And I'm like, I'm not that comic. So anyway, that's that. Well, that was a long rambling story, but please slap me the next time I do this. But yeah. So long story boring, everybody, is whatever your talent, your gifting is, if it's not mitigated by your ADHD challenges, whatever they are for you, you can go far. And if you do have gifting and talents, but part of that job also includes things that you kind of suck at, let them know up front. I will do my best work if I can have XYZ. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to ramble just for the sake of rambling on this live shot. I just wanted to put it out there. Who's got your back? Who's got your back? Who's got your back? And if somebody has your back, thank them. Thank them. Seriously, thank them for having your back. So guys, again, I can't really see the comments for some reason right now, but I know you're there. All 5 of you who showed up to this live stream. Woo! So, oh yeah, I'm not wearing a crop top. I'm actually wearing a brown girdle because I'm so overweight right now. In response to the disclosure of ADHD at work, I've done it. Oh gosh, guys, sorry. I turned my camera on landscape, and so your comments are popping up, but they're fading away before I can actually read them. I am so sorry. Let me see if I can bring them back. Let's see. Oh, here's some viewing options. Let's see. Yeah, I'm having trouble seeing your chats right now, but I know they're there. Please continue to comment on anything that has touched you in this video. I so appreciate you all showing up today. Look at me, my head's all cut off. Again, guys, I did it. I showed up for the live stream. I promised that I was going to start doing live every Tuesday and Thursdays. It's going to get more polished, I promise. Like literally, I'm doing all this on my own, as I always have. And I need to plan ahead more. I'm not even going to try and like fake that I have all of my ADHD symptoms like under control. Even though I am a coach, I also have to follow my own knowledge. I have to apply my own knowledge. And one of the things that I have not been doing so that my live shots aren't being streamed from my iPhone, I'd rather them be streaming from my desktop, but I haven't set up. Oh yes, thank you, Denise. Thank you, Denise. I'm not planning ahead. And I'm not planning ahead because I'm forgetting to plan ahead, because I'm kind of forgetting that I promised that I would do live streams Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And I'm forgetting until like the night before, like, oh no, I said I was going to go live tomorrow and I don't have anything planned. No, it's like, so I am working on rearranging my own strategies right now, because our strategies do get old. So I'm rearranging my strategies to make sure that I am not remembering at the last minute that, oh, I said I would go live. Oh, I'm gonna show up. But I showed up though. I showed up. So yes, if anybody has any comments, questions, please put them in the video after it goes, after it's posted, and I will respond. I am getting better about responding on your comments. And guys, please just help me out. Support this channel with a like. And if you are not a subscriber, right now I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers. I am only 40 subscribers away. 40 people. Those are people. I need 40 people to hit that subscribe button. You don't even have to watch my channel. Just go subscribe to it. I am so wanting to hit that milestone, 10,000. Like YouTube won't send me a plaque or anything for 10,000, but for me, that is a milestone. And it just validates that what I put in to this channel as far as connecting with you all and hopefully, being a place that you trust and want to come to for community and for information and, like coaching information or just education, awareness, whatever you're here for. Even if you're here just to see how cluttered my apartment is and just be like, yeah, I identify with that. Although it's not that cluttered right now, but you can't see what's over there. Anyway, please subscribe. And also consider supporting me on Patreon, please. I'm really wanting this to be my life's work, and doing content is part of it, coaching's part of it, but guys, it does take a lot of effort, and I've like gathered so much knowledge over the last few years that I'm just willing to give to you, but I also have to pay rent. So if you wouldn't mind, guys, consider doing a super chat on the next live. And I guess that's it for this morning. Everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. Please hit subscribe. And I would tell you what the next live stream is going to be about, but I don't know yet. But I'll plan for it tonight. All right, everybody, take it easy. Remember, it is never too late to become what you might have been. I think I got that right this time. It's never too late to become what you might have been. You just got to learn what your ADHD is, learn how to manage it, put systems in place, get some support under you, and you can rock it. You can rock whatever it is that you want to do. Even if it's like 10 different things you want to do, you can do them all. Maybe not at one time, but hey, you can follow your interests, and there's no shame in that. All right, everybody, take care. I love you all so much. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you on Thursday, God willing. Bye-bye.